Hey everybody, good evening. Jeff aka Cheekers here. It is just about 4:30 p.m. It's 4:27, so almost 4:30 like I said. It's August the 21st, 2022. It's a Sunday and my day's winding down slightly, so I thought, hell, let's do a black site file or a case file from Unsolved Mysteries. Today I will be covering the case of Charles Horvath. We have another case that was from British Columbia. I'm not sure what it is, but the previous case that I did was also from British Columbia, which was the Cindy James case. Something is up about British Columbia, it looks like. So, as always, let's get going, shall we? Wait, come on, hold on, I'm trying to get my webcam moved. Let's move it over here now. Let's turn this off. As always, if you are new to this show or this video series, this is where I pull up a case, I read it, and I give you my thoughts. So, and I'm also going to include, like always, the case. Hold on, let me just make sure that everything is still working correctly. Okay. As always, I will put the link to the Unsolved Mysteries wiki for Charles Horvath and the case itself in the description of this video, so you can actually watch the official case on the Unsolved Mysteries YouTube page. And then when you're done, you can always come to the Unsolved Mysteries wiki and check it out for yourself. I updated it a little bit because I am a member of this wiki. I updated the information regarding how old Charles Horvath would be if he's still alive. But anyway, basically, Charles Horvath, I think he was hitchhiking across Canada or something. He was doing it for his 21st birthday, if I remember correctly. And he ended up disappearing, and it is believed that Charles, he died, basically. So let's get to the reading, and I'll give you my thoughts at the very end. So let's continue. Charles Horvath. His real name is Carly John Horvath Allen. His nickname is Charles. The location was Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. The date was May of 1989. Where were you in May of 1989? His biography says that his occupation was a student. His date of birth was August 21st, 1968. His height was, he was a tall 6 foot. Weight, a lean 175. He was a lean, mean machine. He was single. Characteristics: dark brown eyes and hair with a skull tattoo on his right arm. Okay, here we have the details. Charles Horvath was born August 21st, 1968 in Cocknour, Ontario, Canada. He was a resident of England who, in spring of 1989, planned to work and hitchhike across Canada and visit his natural father, Max, and his grandfather in Ontario. On May 11th of 1989, Charles sent what was to be his final letter home from Roke Stationers, Kelowna, to his mother Denise in Yorkshire, England, by fax, regarding meeting up with her and his stepfather, Stuart Allen, for his 21st birthday and her 40th birthday. Charles failed to contact Denise to finalize their arrangements. She reported him officially missing on August 10th, 1989, to the Kelowna, how do you pronounce that, detachment of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. She then mounted a search for him across the world, placing advertisements in local and provincial newspapers prior to her first trek across Canada. During this trek, she was accompanied by Stuart. They were joined later by Charles's Nana Austin Thorpe and step-grandfather Tony Thorpe. The Zibroffs contacted Denise via the Kelowna detachment of the Royal RCMP after recognizing Charles's name in the local advertisement, stating they had met him in late spring while he was in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, and allowed him to temporarily stay at their family home. Joanne Zibroff remembered him well and felt that he had a close relationship with Denise. On the last time he visited their apartment, they had company over and were unable to let him join them. Okay, now this is something I'm going to I'm just going to mark here so I know where to start. This is actually something that I kind of get a little bit upset about. Oh, hold on, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to switch back over to this for the time being. Basically, if you watch the video, they make it sound like they kind of just, I'm not sure what the best way to say it is. They just treated him like he was a commoner, you know. Basically, what it was in the video, if I remember correctly, there was a person they had a family member staying over or whatever, and they were having dinner. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying that Charles had to stay there for dinner, but you have a guy who apparently was a friend. He was on such good terms with his family that they allowed him to stay over. You don't let strangers stay over your house unless you're weird, you know. So they must have trusted Charles enough to let him stay over, you know, like I think it was for a day or two or whatever. But the fact is, they trusted this guy to stay there, and then he comes over later, and it wasn't like he came. That they were in a secured apartment where the only way you can access, you know, contact, you know, to even get into the building is they have like these little like panels where you press a button and somebody comes over and speaks on the speaker. It was like that. So Charles basically went over there in the video and he pressed a button and they're like, yeah, sorry, we got friends coming over, or we have somebody over, you can't come up and visit. And then they hung up on him. They literally hung up on a guy who apparently they were on such good terms with that they just hung up on him. I'm not saying that they had to let him stay, but apparently he was a friend. What the fuck happened to just like, okay, well, you know, come on up, say hello, but we can't visit that long. You know, we got family. Was it that bad? You know, like what the fuck is your family so fucking good that you have a guy who you originally let stay with you, you let him come, you know, stay with you, but when he comes over, oh, this guy's fucking blacklisted when our family is around. We're too embarrassed to let this guy. No. Sorry, we got family over. Go get fucked. Hang up. I'm sorry. I know that people are going to hear this and think I'm being a jerk for acting like this, but it's how I got the feeling that I got watching this case. They didn't even say sorry. We'll talk to you later. It's just like sorry, or they didn't even say sorry if I remember correctly. It's just like we got family over. Goodbye. Like what a piece of shit, if you ask me, that this family is. But like I said, I know that I'm going to get a lot of fucking hate mail thrown at me because, you know, it's not the first time that my opinions have riled people, and it won't be the last. Something I can definitely take pride of. Anyway, let's continue on. Okay, let's turn that off. Back to this. And then that. There we go. So let's scroll up here. Okay. At first, she believed that the visit occurred in May, However, police later determined that it was July. They last saw him in the Live Wire nightclub in August of 1989. He registered at the Gospel Mission and stayed at the Sherwoods and the Vernon Gordon family homes. Actually, hold on. Let's go back here for something. Not only does this family, really the Zebrofs or however the fuck you want to pronounce their name, not only do they seem like to be quite honest, big piece of shit, for treating this guy the way that they did. I'm not saying they had to have him allow him to stay over, but the guy literally basically knocked on your door and you knew him. You fucking knew him. You could have just allowed him to come up and go, hey, we're busy. We can say hi for a couple minutes, but that's it. No, these people literally said, we got family here, get lost. Click. But anyway, okay, so the thing that really struck me is they believe that the visit when I'm guessing that they're talking about when he came over to try to visit with them, that it was in May, but it was in July. How the fuck do you get May and July mixed up? It'd be one thing if it was like towards the end of May. I think it's the end of May, but it was like the first couple days of June. I could understand that. But over a goddamn month? How the fuck do you mess that up? Okay, so in the middle of May 1989, Charles registered at the tiny tent town on Lakeshore Road in Kelowna, where Gordy Happ helped him put up his tent, which had been given to him by the Lighthouse Outreach Charity. Job Mart and other student employment agencies were frequented by him and other residents of Tiny Tent Town. Eugene Gino Borden, Graham Lidingham, and Chad Duncan in search of work. Okay, hold on. I just want to... Yep, okay. Gino recalled that Charles often came to his campsite to talk with him and his family. When he disappeared, his tent, sleeping bag, and all his possessions, including his clothing, personal belongings, ID, and family photographs, were left behind at Tiny Tent Town. They were used by others there. Gino recalled that Charles had vanished after an all-night party at the campground, and remember seeing his belongings left behind. In 1989, manager Phil Flett told Denise that his belongings had been thrown away except for a rosary, Bible, and leather strap from his boot. Okay, I'm kind of confused about the stuff that was kept. Okay, a rosary, yes, I can understand that. A Bible, yes, I can understand that. But a leather strap from his boot? Why get rid of everything and keep a leather strap from his boot? I don't understand that. Okay. The Kelowna detachment of the RCMP later retrieved his clothing and other belongings from Kevin Trent Egan and former manageress Sheila Nahas in March of 1992. I thought the stuff was thrown away. I'm confused here. Okay, well. Denise, while on her second trek to Canada from England in search of Charles, received an anonymous letter delivered to the Pandosy Inn by cab. The anonymous note claimed that he had been knocked out by two men at Tiny Tent Town and died. His body was dumped into Okanagan Lake. Local Kelowna volunteer divers An international sea search from Vancouver aided with a submersible camera, costing $1,000 per day. This is one thing that just pissed me off when I read this. It's like you have a person who disappeared. I don't care if the fucking submersible camera cost $1 a day, $10 a day, $1,000 a day, or $1,000,000 a day. I don't understand what the fucking point of posting this was. There should not be a cost to a human life. Oh, crap. Hold on. There it goes. There should not be a cost to a human life. And the fact that, somebody posted this, it's like, really? Who cares how much it was? Somebody's disappeared, is missing. It's like, fuck off. An ISS volunteer crew searched the area around the floating bridge when a second anonymous note was received, stating that they were searching on the wrong side. On the fifth day of the search, the Kelowna RCMP divers officially joined the underwater search, and on the sixth day, Friday, April the 3rd at 10:14 a.m., International Sea Search located human remains and telephoned the RCMP, who arrived at the scene at 10:17. The RCMP police divers went into Okanagan Lake, bagged the body, and brought it to the surface around noon. The following Monday, the remains were taken to Vancouver, where they were discovered not to be Charles's. Let's see here. Whether the witness testimony was mistaken or if his body is still in the lake is unknown. Although most of the evidence seemed to indicate that Charles had met with foul play, there also seemed to be some evidence that he vanished voluntarily. Police specifically point to the fact that he had vanished from the Zebrofs several months after he last contacted Denise. Furthermore, two relatives claimed that he had told him that he had thought about disappearing off the face of the earth, and that Denise would never find him. Hold on, guys. There is something going on outside. I will be right back. Alright. Okay, maybe not. There's been a car alarm that's been going off sporadically outside. I thought it could have been mine, but it stopped. Okay, back to what I was doing anyway. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm just trying to find out where I left off. Oh, okay. Let's scroll up here. There have been reported sightings of Charles hitchhiking throughout Canada as late as April of 1992. However, they have not been confirmed. Suspects. Known suspects. An anonymous note claimed that two unidentified men had attacked Charles at Tiny Tent Town and dumped his body into Okanagan Lake. However, it was discovered that the remains found were not Charles's. The police are not taking these notes as reliable. And then extra notes, this case first aired on the January 12th, 1994 episode. Results: Unsolved. In 2010, the Serious Crime SCU of the RCMP listed Charles as deceased. In 2015, Denise noted that her trip to Canada to search for him would probably be her last due to health problems and financial difficulties. In 2017, she appeared on Britain's Got Talent as part of the Missing People's Choir. If Charles is still alive, he would now be 54 years old as of August 21st, 2021. This part here mentioning how old he is I basically added that in because when I was reading this over earlier, the information was like way out of date. I think they had him like at 40 years old or 50 years old or something like that. So I updated it with today's date and everything. Sadly, Charles's father Max and godfather have both since passed away. Uh, and there's nothing really here. Well, there's a whole bunch of links, but normally stuff I don't really go looking for. It's kind of sad. It really makes you wonder, if that one family, the Zebrovs or whatever the fuck their name is, if they actually at least took the time just to say hello and see if he was okay, things could have been different, ladies and gentlemen. I'm placing partial blame of his disappearance on them. And I know people are going to say, well, that's not a nice thing to do. How do you know that by them doing this one simple thing, could have altered the course of what happened to Charles? Also, I find it kind of weird that they're saying, oh, it was in May that, he, contacted us, attempted to see us. But it was actually in July. May and July are different. It's over 30 days apart. Like how can you fuck that up? But yeah, that's just me a little rant. It's just I just can't but think if people were nicer to each other, shit like this would not happen. There was a reason that Charles came there. Went to the Zebrovs. He felt that they were friends. He probably wanted to at least say hi. And to literally be told, yeah, we have family over here, get lost, click. I'm sorry, but that doesn't make the Zebrovs look that well, It doesn't make them look like they are as, that they're innocent. I'm sorry, I know I'm playing a conspiracy theorist here, but it really paints them in a bad light, But that is basically it. I think, honestly, I think Charles is dead. I don't want to say it, but somebody has to. I think he's dead. I think he was dead after that party at the campsite happened. Why else would you leave all your your important materials there? It would be one thing if he left like some clothing, maybe the tent, but he took his ID and all his personal items. Yeah, that would be normal. But for him to literally leave everything, you need money in this world, ladies and gentlemen. You need money to survive in this world. You cannot just survive just by just the clothing on your back. It doesn't work like that. As much as people want to wish that, if the world was great, we could just survive by what we have. No, you need fucking money. That's the sad thing about this world. You need money. But that is the case of Charles Horvath, a 21-year-old who was basically hitchhiking across Canada. I'm wondering if it was like some sort of like a finding of self journey. Like he wanted to do this in order to find out who he was, or who he is. I think that's what it was. Is that he was trying to find out who he is, and then he decided to go on this. Is pilgrimage the right word to really use? I'm not sure. Pilgrimage seems like it would be a good word. But I actually feel sorry for his mom. His mom, at least 2 or 3 times, has made treks to Canada from England to help look for her lost son. That is that alone right there tells me I don't think that Charles wanted to disappear to get away from his mom. This seems like the mom and his mom and Charles, or Charles and his mom, had an awesome relationship. Like he was even planning to go visit her on her 40th birthday, if I read it correctly. So I don't think he just up and left just to up and leave. I think he was murdered, and his remains may still be in that lake. But I don't know how big the lake is, or what kind of predators there are in that lake. He could have been, predators could have scavenged him. I don't know. But that is it for Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. I covered the case of Charles Horvath, and it's sad to see that another case from British Columbia. I'm not sure what it is, but last two, this video and the previous video dealt with British Columbia, and it's not looking good. But stay tuned for the next Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. My name is Jeff, aka J-Curse, wishing you all a great day. Stay safe, everybody. Peace out.